So yeah, you guys were in the midst of your conversation with the king and his principal minister, Mr. Harkover Lee, a man who proved himself time and time again an excellent and well-valued advisor of King Aoden. Uh, Aoden showed remarkable insight into Trabro's troubling mindscape and offered Trabro a chance to expel the devil and deal with the deal he had made in which he would try and kill King Aoden. Trabro accepted. You guys helped him vanquish said beastie in the King's Hall. The guard turned up not a moment later and saw that everything was under control and now are a little bit more hesitant to leave you alone with the king. However, the king has vouched for you. He said that it's all Jeezy and the Heezy. And yeah, so you guys have been given a little dossier, a little bit of information over the next 2 weeks over this peace summit leading up to hopefully a nationwide political tour after the announcement of the marriage between Laegier and King Aoden. Symbolic marriage, well, not a symbolic marriage, an actual marriage symbolizing the union between the two nations, Ryza and Daenor. We kind of just short stopped, right? Like, we just stopped. We're just like, oh, well, that's enough for today.
Yeah.
Well, we killed a demon, so I think that's a pretty. I think
And
that's
it
a
was
pretty
940.
decent minor one.
For 5.
Yeah, you fought a demon, which is cool. Yeah, alright, fine. Carry on. So,
Oh, did we? I'm trying to remember. Did we actually find out the details about our plan? Was it literally just find a portal, or was there more?
So I'll resend the last little bit of the text, which is basically the king saying that what we understand is that they're in the Bleak Gate, which means his powers, both physical and metaphysical, are somewhat diminished in the Bleak Gate. So here's what I need from you, he says. This group has a way into the Bleak Gate, the Obscurati, and I want you to find it, use it, and drag those bastards into the light of day. And I need you to do it before my fiancée gets here. Then Delft sort of takes over the conversation at this point and explains that the best lead at this point is Lorcan Kell. His thugs have previously used a ring gate to attack the RHC headquarters, and as you just saw on the way here, they're using odd high-tech equipment and appear to be working in conjunction with or taking orders from the Obscurati. The first step is to get into the Bleak Gate, then is to capture and interrogate... the first step to get into the Bleak Gate then is to capture and interrogate Lorcan Kell. That's Delft's suggestion. Discusses further that according to the time frame we've got, Laegier is due to arrive on the 13th, which realistically gives you about 4 days for this mission. You've got the remainder of today, and then the day they arrive is 5. So you've still got 4 free days to go. You guys know, as members of the RHC, that Kell has a huge organization, but the RHC itself is not without its powers. It took a while to press through all the bureaucracy to get this arranged, but Delft is proud to announce that they have formed a task force to take down Kell's guild. He looks to you all and he pulls out a cigar and has a huge grin on his face. The first time you've seen this man truly, truly happy. And he says, we'll have 50 officers at your disposal. Getting any more will require calling in favours above and beyond my own clout, but I should say 50 is a damn good start. And he pops the cigar back into his mouth and chews on it again. He says, I have Sergeant Deb McCone waiting in a nearby office. She'll help you coordinate this task force, deploy them over the next few days. And he looks to King Aoden, who nods, and he says, the king is busy now, so perhaps maybe we kick around a plan just down the hall, come back to brief the king once we've got the details figured out. This is probably not really busy work he needs to be engaging with. And then the task force can start first thing in the morning. With luck, we'll find Kell before he knows what's hit him. What?
I have a suggestion for our team name.
Team name? Shoot.
Yeah. It's the Special Tactics and Rescue Service.
stars.
That's correct.
All right.
Sorry, I was playing Resident Evil. I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
feel bad now.
That's okay.
I apologize.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Stars it is. Members of the stars. So you guys happy with that plan? You want to go down the
Sounds
hall and
good.
talk with Macon? Before you go, Minister Lee just quickly offers a few contingencies, things to think about. He says, taking Kel alive is optimal. If you have no choice but to kill him, I can arrange for a powerful cleric from Crasilia to be teleported in to pull up the dead thug's soul and question it. So, don't panic if he won't come quietly. Also, and I'm loath to even suggest this, but perhaps you could use your contact with the terrorist, Hannah Saloin. She did claim to have been guided to the Bleak Gate by, well, someone. She had seen it with her own eyes. It's possible maybe she can help us figure some of this out as well. And Delft also speaks up again at this point, and he says, also of things to consider, there was a wrecked automaton that some agents found not a week ago.
That sounds painful. Rectal.
A rectal automaton?
A wrecked
Comes out of
automaton.
your ass.
You motherfucker! A wrecked automaton, not a rectal tomato. A rectal tomato.
A rectal tomato. Is that a hemorrhoid?
Yes. He says that there was a wrecked machine, automaton, that some agents found about a week ago, and one of his men, he looks to you and says, Uranus, you know him, technologist? He's been helping look into the machine. He says perhaps, maybe by today, or even perhaps this evening, I'll find out, but we can go and see, might have it activated. And then the king himself offers, if a situation becomes dire, I can gather my power, and I can open a brief portal to the Bleak Gate. But, for it to work, it'll only be at midnight, and only during a new moon. The next new moon is on the 14th. It's a few hours after I'm set to be starting talks with the Giers. But if you can't find another way in, I still want you to go after the Obscurati. So if all else fails by the 14th, I'll send you through.
Alright, let's try and be successful this time.
Alright. And as you go to leave the room, Aoden says, remember, Ryla, Orzov, Dimitri, Trabro, you have my full backing on this mission. And you guys leave the room, and as you go down the hallway following Delft, who introduces you to Sergeant Macon, and you guys begin to plan the task force missions, Delft excuses himself, saying he has to check on another set of constables who should be meeting the ambassador from Burr, who will be the Peace Summit's mediator, the Draken mediator. And at this point, our camera follows Delft down the hall into an elevator, where he travels back to the lower floor, and he finds a group of 6 squabbling RHC investigators, some of which you recognize, 3 of which, I should say, you recognize. One is the Knight Carlisle, the RHC Knight Carlisle, who helped fight off the Obscurati attack and was originally lined up against you when Lady Saxby was up to her mischievous ways in the RHC. The Dima, the Dwarven cleric, who also fought alongside Carlisle and eventually alongside your characters. Serena, the assassin that was fighting Trabro, who seemed to succumb to the Moor Beast. She bears a scar, or 4 scars, I should say, down all the front, back, and 2 sides of her head. Probably something to do with the recovery or the healing she had to undergo to regain her sanity after that horrific experience. And 3 other RHC members that we now know, because we are now Kaya, Josiah, and Gathan, a Eladrin Skyseer wizard, a human gunslinger, and a half-elf spirit medium. Welcome to the B team, motherfuckers. This is you guys.
Well, why are they higher ranked
now.
than us?
They are. Well, you're the senior. No, this is going to be your team for some of the more boots on the ground activities. Now that you're doing the King's special mission.
Sweet.
So
Do we have?
Carlisle. I'll give you some pictures, and then I'll give you some character sheets. Here's Serena.
Perfect. What's up, girl?
I know who Ryla's going for.
Here is Kaya, the wizard.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Now I'm not too
Dina,
sure which
the
one
cleric.
Ryla's going for.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Here is Josiah, the marksman.
What the fuck?
Is that a Krieger?
Probably. And here is Gathan, the medium or clairvoyant.
Stop.
Alright.
So this
I
is
need to-
the B team.
I like his music box on the back.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Who do we lose? Oh, fuck.
Doc, I think. He said it would be right back.
He just needs to get one out over these two new girls.
He needs to nut off.
Thanks. Appreciate that. I had to fucking restart Discord to make it administrator, you jackasses.
So, you guys are welcome to choose these, who of these you want to be, or, better yet, you can all roll a d6. Or I can roll a d6 for each of you to find who you'd want to be. But there is 6 to choose
Let's let
from.
the dice decide.
Let the dice decide? Fantastic. Alright, let's get d6s. Dimitri, Orzov, and Ryla re-rolling if you receive the same as the person before you. Alright, Ryla, you are Serena. The
Hell
RHC
yeah.
assassin.
Oh, wait, what? I'm already a goddamn assassin.
Dimitri, you are Gathan, the half-elf spirit medium ranger. And Orzov, you are Josiah, the human gunslinger. And if someone would like to roll a d6 for Trabro, for the time being.
Wow.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d3. And I will take
No,
it
we
from
must
the 3
continue.
remaining.
Oh, there's 4.
On the D4.
So, Orzov, you rolled a 1. So, out of Carlisle... well, actually, Carlisle's the first. So, he takes Carlisle.
Oh, someone's upset. Level 7 lurker, boys. I'm a lurker.
Remember,
Time to lurk around.
Yeah. So, I need to make it clear to you that these aren't full PCs, obviously. Did all of those NPC things stay up for you guys, or did they close immediately after I shared?
I've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
Sweet. So add that to your bottom bar, or you should be able to see it in the NPC tab on the right if you guys have that. I don't know if you do. So this is your B team. The other 2 members of the B team are also going to be present with you the entire time. So 2 people can play extra characters if they so choose. Probably purely for combat stuff. If you'd like to roleplay just as one, it's easier that way. But
Oh, be right back. Sorry.
this is a squad of 6, and the B team missions you'll be doing are balanced for the 6 of them. So who would like to have a second character for combat? And you can choose between the 2 remaining. There is Kaya, the Eladrin wizard, and Dima, the dwarf cleric, the eschatologist cleric.
Go for a wizard. Why not?
Okay.
Wizard Harry.
Also has Kaya, the wizard. And who would like the dwarf? Do you like the dwarf? Fuck.
Sure. Sorry, I'm actually making a fucking journal for this shit.
Okay.
So I can remember everything instead of just
also
wandering
go
around
like
on the
this.
goddamn stuff.
So then you've got them there.
Alright.
Oh, perfect.
Also, for your reference, they do show up in the NPC tags for us.
Perfect. That's
Yeah.
good. Actually, I can get rid of Adelini now because he's gone. Well, in that case, I will share with you the last one so you guys can grab. I'll share with you Carlisle, just so he's shared. There we go.
Cool.
So basically, at this moment in time, we've been commissioned by King Aedan to kidnap or interrogate local mafia boss, fucking Lorcan Cal, right? With Delft and a B team of agents.
So the B team is separate to your squad. So your actual characters are going to be leading a 50-man task force to take on Lorcan Cal. The B team is going to be part of, or like separate, but sort of the same goals. So there's other things that your B team needs to be doing and will be doing now, because we are going to be going to the B team for this next little bit of the story, as your other team is up there making plans.
Okay.
And then we're going to switch back and forth, basically. And there will be a point where you'll be sending task force agents to do things, and you'll be able to either take the B team or your main characters with you to assist in those things, or just leaving them to see what happens. You know, just leave the police to do it. So yeah, shit's about to get like super duper confusing, but also way cool. So, the B team is awaiting at the base of the hotel, and as Delft arrives, you all are greeted by Delft, who informs you that you need to be getting to the appointed dock when for where the Fuego Duradero is arriving from Burr at noon. He sends you off immediately in order to meet the dignitary, and I don't suppose these characters have anything you guys want to be doing because they're not your characters, you've just met them. So you guys head down there, we'll just say, and you arrive in time for the impressive galleon, which appears to be crewed mostly by orcs and half-orcs with a handful of gnolls, lizard folk, and other monstrous humanoids, to be docking and laying down ropes and a big gangplank coming down just as you guys arrive at the harbour. The ship's bosun, a brute of a lizard man named Krusk, is first off the boat and asks with a hiss, "Who's here to meet the ambassador?"
Who's that face?
Who is your face?
Who has the best, like...
My charisma's at 8 and 10.
Oh
So
boy.
like I will lurk in the background. I go breathe very heavily like that.
It is entirely up to you. So beyond a little bit of the history that you guys know of these characters from earlier, and a little bit of their role, everything is pretty much up to you. So you can decide who would like to be the face. Serena may not want to be obviously an assassin. Yeah, but she would probably be quite charismatic, as is Carlisle, who's a knight and is used to dealing with dignitaries. He's got the words, but obviously Carlisle is Trabo, but someone is welcome to be him for the face period.
Yeah, why don't you do it?
Yes, we are here to see the ambassador.
Let me see your identifications.
Here you go, sir. Can I also see your identifications?
He grabs the RHC badge you hold out to him, your identification, and he sort of only gives it a cursory glance, and it's pretty obvious that he doesn't really know what he's looking at, but he nods and passes it back and says, "My identification," and he pulls out a little crest that is about as meaningful to you as the RHC badge is to him. It probably checks out.
So what is crest?
Good chap.
His crest is the crest of Burr.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, what is he? Because he sounds like he might be a snake man.
A lizard man.
Or a lizard man, yeah.
Yeah. And his name is
And-
Krusk.
Krusk. Okay, and what was the name of the ship?
the Fuego Duradero, which I'm probably slow. There you go.
Good enough.
Once you guys have identified yourself, he hisses back in a tongue you can't understand, back to the ship, and you see one of the gnolls scuttle down below deck, presumably to tell Bracken that everything's okay. But Krusk turns back to you and hisses that you'll need to wait while the mediator finishes preparing his cargo for offloading. And then Krusk sort of gets to work with the rest of his crew, tying things down and unloading bulk equipment and gears and whatnot. No one asks you to do anything or help. You're just expected to stand there and wait. And a few of the crew begin to come down the gangplank to the docks, and you see the local dockers warily prepping a crane. You see one of the goblins and one of the riser dockers get into a brief argument, neither one seeming to understand the other's language. And eventually the docker throws up his hands, holds two fingers out to the goblin, and walks backward whilst offering various choice insults. The goblin takes the crane's controls from this gentleman and begins to raise a huge crate from the galleon's hold.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you first.
You first, buddy.
Oh my god.
I said that first, so you go first.
Uh,
Got him.
Dima seems to be sort of a solid fellow. And as a cleric, unlike perhaps other clerics, he wants to help the people.
Oh, shots fired.
He'd probably offer, do you need any help getting those boxes off your boat? Oh my god, that was terrible, but you're going to deal with that the whole time.
That was fantastic. Do it again. The lizard man hisses down. No, don't step foot on my boat without a search warrant.
Aye, fair enough.
As you sort of turn back to your others, like, I guess they didn't want help. You, Dima, you notice, because Dima's excellent, just automatically spots them. You notice two thugs, two Kel Guild thugs. They're lurking at the door of a dockside bar, not 100 feet away. Just watching. And they appear to be watching the six of you standing here. They also notice, though, that Dima spots them. And they quickly turn their heads and head into the bar that they're standing outside of.
Do we notice that they notice that they notice?
Dima notices that they notice that they noticed. You don't notice, but you notice Dima's noticed something. So you've noticed that Dima notices that they notice that Dima noticed.
Oh my god.
And Dima, you also notice that... Sorry, no, we'll stop there.
Laddies, I believe we have company.
Yeah, we have the men on this boat.
Oh, no. I mean, I saw someone looking Kel's thugs. They are at the bar, they were watching.
Shall we have a quick drink, shall we?
Hey, I do believe some spirits are in order.
I'm going to quickly... so Ryla's Dima. Oh,
Dima and Serena.
Name. Poop, it doesn't work. Okay, I was going to try and put the tokens underneath your pictures up in the top left, but it's not going to.
Excuse me, but are we supposed to be drinking on the job? I thought that we weren't allowed. My guy's in date.
I like how you're still Dimitri.
Well, this guy is lawful good.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. In fact, he probably models a bit of his behavior after Dimitri, perhaps.
Yes.
Makes sense, yeah.
I was...
What's your character's name?
Gathan.
Where is the?
Where's the
The
right,
alignment.
right
There
at
you
the
go.
bottom? Yeah.
Yep, right at the bottom. Both of them are unaligned. Perfect.
Gathan, me boy. For dwarves, spirits is nothing more than water. And what do you do when a man is parched? You get water.
So I'm a half elf. Does that mean I only get to have water?
That's well, I mean, if you would like to partake, I can't keep this fucking accent.
Yes, you can.
I can't. I keep fucking slipping into some other bullshit. I can't keep it going.
I do it all the time with Dimitri, but you guys seem to
All the
make
time.
me want to keep doing.
Listen, laddie. Why don't you just come with us and you can get some water if you want it, or some spirits if you so choose. It doesn't matter. Either way, we need to go to the bar. You understand me, laddie?
Right. So we go to the bar and Right. Okay.
I'll pat him on the back again. There. That's a good lad.
So you guys gonna head over to the bar?
I'll
I asked a question first.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it easy to get on the roof off the other bar, of the building next to the bar?
You're Josiah, right?
Yeah.
Josiah's probably pretty well versed at getting to any sort of vantage point he wants to.
So yeah, I think Josiah,
Joe.
or Joe, Sa will get up on the roof and try to keep his sights on the rear, or like the alleyway, if there's an alleyway behind the bar. You know, maybe with his rifle on hand, but not out aiming yet. You know, ready to go into sniper position.
Alright. Before you guys are even able to get more than 10 feet from the gangplank of the boat, this large crate that was being craned off of the boat suddenly is plummeting towards the ground as there is a ear-splitting snap as the cable was not strong enough to be holding the massive crate. As it slams into the ground, wood goes shattering everywhere, and you see that inside the crate was actually a cage, and this cage also has shattered and broken on impact. And you see inside this cage, or rather now no longer inside this cage, is a massive and very angry about its current situation dire bear.
Oh,
That ain't good.
You guys have heard about this bear. This bear is the prized fighting animal named Feroz. He belongs to Bracken and is a very famous fighting animal throughout Bern. Has sort of, made a name for himself even as far as Riser. The beast initially is more startled than anything. However, with the nearby Risery dockers panicking, the ship's crew itself know the beast is tame, sort of watch with amusement. But the sudden flurry of movement from the Risery dockers spooks the bear and it rears up, probably defensively. One of the nearby dockers runs in, says, "Bear, quick, kill it!" and goes to jab at it with a long hooked pole that's used to sort of pull, landing boats or dinghies or rowboats, whatever, towards the dock. And the bear sees this as a bit of a threat. What do you guys do?
laddie, don't you do it! I'll probably run up and try and stop him.
Who's
as-
Laddie?
Laddie! Laddie, don't you do it, laddie!
You you run forwards and push this guy back out of the way. Dima's now face to face with the dire bear, standing up on its haunches, basically on its hind legs. Is that haunches? I don't know, probably. And the bear
haunches, right.
looks at you, snarling, dripping drool down, and it leans down into your face, and then it stops eye to eye with you, quite low to the ground. It's leaning quite down. You're a dwarf. And you can see in the background the crew of the Fuego looking on in stunned disbelief. Krusk up on the gangplank drops the crate he was holding, and the goblin operating the crane quickly exits and dives into the water, presumably to swim away, fearful of the consequences of dropping Bracken's prize animal. But the tense stare-off is broken only by booming footsteps signaling the arrival of Bracken of Hefenita, the Minotaur mediator, stomping down the gangplank towards the dock. Bracken, you can only assume he is amused by the sight, and he calls out in a playful sing-song voice, "Feroz, Feroz, calm yourself, beastie." And the large bear only now breaks its look. Its locked eyes with you, turns and plods to Bracken's side, where Bracken just reaches out one hand and pats the back of its neck. And the bear, calm.
So he's a minotaur?
He is.
That's usual from bear, right? From that place.
Yeah, bear's like the monster country.
Yeah. I'd give you the NPC card, but it has a spoiler on it.
That seems like a smartly designed NPC card.
Well, they seem to have like an NPC card for me, and then later on an NPC card for you.
I'm sorry, these guys are all from where again? Sorry, Burr.
Bear, yeah. Oh, bear. I say bear.
I guess a bit chilly there.
Bird. Go bird. So Bracken looks to you all and seems impressed that you've held your ground without killing his animal. And he merely says, with a hand upon his chest, "Bracken of Hefenita, ambassador to Ryza from the progressive monarchy of Bear, a chosen mediator? Chosen meat-eater? Chosen mediator.
Chosen meat. All the rest of vegans. Only the chosen can eat meat.
We are a progressive monarchy. We do eat meat now that we're bovine. I am the chosen mediator for the historic peace talks between Daenor and Ryza." And he looks around. He says, "I understand that there are those that might wish me harm, so I appreciate your presence and protection here. But I hope you know this job requires me to move around a lot. For instance, the first port of call is to make sure this fine boy," and he pats Feroz's hair, "is stabled at the Baran consulate. And then I'd like to get lunch before going to meet the king. Is this something we can manage?" And he grins a large smile full of grass-eating teeth.
Yes.
I think Sweet can manage it.
Alright, very good. And he sort of, now as he turns side onto you, see that he's actually got a massive bag, almost the size of Dima, slung over his back. It's just small on a man of his frame, or minotaur of his frame. You couldn't see it beyond his broad shoulders. But he turns and he says, "Just gifts for the dignitaries. I'm ready to leave." And you see Krusk and all of his crew beginning to carry on unloading the ship.
What's your character's name for this again, Ryla? Not Serena, but the other one?
Dima.
Okay. Joe will go behind Davida. What? I already forgot how to say his name.
Vita.
Davida now. Hang on. What about the bar?
Are we supposed to get our spirit orders now, or I'm confused.
Well, as much as I'd like to go after them kill bastards, we have our job here, and it's to guide this here dignitary to where he wants to go, and in this case, that'd be the Baron Consulate. We'll have to deal with those others later.
Serena is a good assassin. Maybe she can follow them.
Oh my god!
He's a level
How do
7.
you?
He's a
Are you
level
having an
7
aspirate?
lurker. So I'm making him feel like creepy and lurkerish.
Hey, no, I dig it.
I just imagine him doing the "I've got over 500 confirmed kills" speech.
Oh my god, yeah. We could have Serena go follow them. I don't, I'm sure she's fine on her own. She's not
So
the...
is she gonna bring back spirits and daughters, or it seems like that part's got dropped.
I can take point with her.
Aye, before anything, some covering fire for her. That'd be good. And Gaithan, me boy. There'll be no spirits, alright? We'll get you something to drink later. Okay.
Oh, we should. I mean, we really should probably wait till we're off duty anyway. I mean, we are supposed to be upholding the law and all, aren't we?
Aye. I mean, what would your boy, Dimitri think about it, huh?
Oh, I'll never hear the end of it, boss. Never hear the end of it. He's a bit of a stickler for the rules, old Dimitri.
Aye. Alright. So, Josiah, Serena, you, understand what you need to be doing then, eh?
Yes.
Yeah!
Oh, God. I know he's a character, but he's legitimately creeping me out.
It's so good,
Sorry, bro.
It's so good.
I can tone it down a bit. Well, if you want.
No.
Never.
No. Commit to the art. So the Baron Consulate is located in the southern district of Eastern Stray River. The fastest way there would be to take a ferry, but Bracken asks your permission to walk, which would take a couple of hours. He smiles and says, "I want to gain a sense of the city's mood. I spend most of my time in Riser and Slate, not Flint. The city is much more interesting to any I've been to before. Perhaps you will allow me this travel?"
I guess we can, but I don't think the city has much of a mood. It kind of just sits there, and the people kind of just move around and do their own thing. I've never really heard the city really have much of an opinion on things.
He smiles and he says, "Perhaps it is not hearing, but feeling how the city is. I'm sure I will manage. There's a few places that have been in the news of late. The Dawn Square, perhaps. The Royal Shipyard. Some sights to see on the way. Let us be off." And as you guys walk, you're happy to walk, right? No one's not happy to.
I'm sure if
Yeah.
you
I have some
Sure.
reservations about it, but yeah, I'll go along with the group.
Sweet. So the route does pass a few landmarks, like the Dawn Square, where Navard's rally took place. And as you walk through it, it's all fine and dandy, but Bracken looks somewhat troubled as he passes through here, and he seems to be keeping Feroz quite close to his side until you pass through. And then you pass by the Royal Shipyard, where the King's ships are currently docked. And as you walk past, Bracken smiles and mentions, wonderful examples of machinery industry. Great power. And then moves along, and you even walk near Hotel Aurum. And as you guys walk past, Bracken begins frowning about a block before you actually come within sight of the blockaded street and the protesters gathered. Bracken himself says, "I'm not set to meet the king until later tonight, but perhaps we have something to discuss. I get the feeling not everyone here is as happy as they could be." And you guys continue on to Stray River, where his mood perks up as he reaches his people's consulate.
When he says that, What do the people look like? Like, do they look angry or do they look sad?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the protesters. In fact, roll me an insight.
I can't remember what's been happening with the protesters lately. No insight. What modifiers?
It's
insight?
pretty much Victorian area level of workers' rights, from what I understand.
There you go, buddy.
It becomes noticeable that Bracken's mood adopts the mood of sort of the entire neighborhood that you guys walk through each time. Near the protesters, they very much angry and not happy, and he reflects that even before seeing them. When he passed through the Dawn Square, he looked troubled and confused, like perhaps people that were here with strong sentiments and strong feelings when Nevard's rally took place. Perhaps some of it still lingers here and affects Bracken. So you get the feeling that perhaps Bracken, if not psychic, is certainly empathic.
Okay, will say to him, I can't do a high-pitched female voice.
And he looks at you
Okay,
and says,
do a female
"Me too,
voice.
brother, me too."
Well, there's been some upsets lately. There was that massive fire, killing many workers around, and quite strange events been happening in the city, as well as potential pending war with Danor. So the mood's been a bit somber around town lately.
I'm just picturing that this is the creepy guy doing that voice.
I mean,
Josiah,
what do
why are you
Eldrin
putting
sound
on that
like?
voice? I don't know. Like,
You got me there.
elves. He nods, says, "I can feel the events you mentioned. It obviously doesn't elude you that I feel somewhat more than most would pass on the street. But quick, we must be on. Anyway, we can discuss this at a later point." And this is sort of where he adopts a better mood as he heads over, or you guys head over to the Stray River where the Baron Consulate is. This consulate is far less impressive than the Denoran, almost manor-like consulate you visited way back when you were investigating the lady who'd fallen or flown out the windows after being shot. But this consulate covers more land. It's rustic and relaxed, and from what you know of living in Flint for some time, the consulate is rarely visited and sees only a handful of official guests every month. The grounds themselves are patrolled by a half-dozen guards with fierce and loyal mastiffs. 2 stories tall and constructed of simple brickwork, the main consulate building is dwarfed by the stables. The stables are home to various normally ferocious animals, including several wolves and the consulate's pet warg named Blademore. Once every 3 months, the consulate lets in children from various schools on a tour, with the main sightseeing attraction being the animals in the stables. The consular himself comes to greet Bracken, a one-legged orc named Girax. He steps out of the consulate main building and passes by the stables towards Bracken and greets him like they're old friends. Girax turns to you all and greets you much the same way. Grabs each of your hand, or reaches out to shake hands and grabs your one with his too and gives it a good shake. Pleasure to see you, my lads! Pleasure to see you! He seems to shout as if everyone can't hear, but in truth it's really him that's mostly deaf. And,
Pleasure to see you too!
What's that? What?
I said pleasure to see you too!
Yes! Fantastic! And he turns to the next constable. And a pleasure to see you! It's been quite some time! I can't remember where I met you, but I swear I did!
Yes, a pleasure to meet your acquaintance again.
What?
A pleasure to meet your acquaintance again.
What? Matters not! Good to see you!
Nod.
And, he greets all of you, and Bracken himself, he greets like that as well. And Bracken sort of, fine time to see you, Grax. How is the wife? How is she doing? And Grax offers, the wife? Ha 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 ha. And he sort of goes quieter, and Bracken says, I apologize, Grax. I didn't mean to offend. And Grax says, no, not to worry. Not to worry, old friend. Come inside. And turns and makes tracks towards the consulate building. Bracken turns to you all and says, perhaps you will join us for drinks inside.
This is when we get spirit waters.
You can have water. You can have water. I forgot your character's name.
Okay. Well, we are on duty, aren't we?
Yes.
Bracken nods and, alright, off you go. Enjoy your drinks with Grax. I will head into the city and I will see you when I talk with the king.
Oh, wait, no, wait. I thought he was going to have drinks with him as well.
Yeah, that's what he seemed to offer. But as soon as you all agree, and as soon as Froz is taken to the stables, he goes to make his leave.
No, we can't.
Sorry,
Can't
go ahead,
shirk our duties.
Just want to double check. Did we send our... Okay. Do you mind if I write down quickly who everybody's playing? Because I'm trying to get it. I'm just finding it hard to get it all in my head.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. I mean, I'm writing shit down too. I have Dima and Serena. Dima's the cleric, Serena's the assassin.
Ryla, Dima, Serena.
Why am I so terrible at pronouncing names? Josiah and Kayla? Kail?
How do you spell
Yep.
it?
Kiea. Kaya.
K-A-E-A, yeah. Kaya.
Kaya, I said I there. Whoops. Kaya.
Right.
Okay.
So did we send? So you're playing Serena. Wait, no, sorry. Did we send Serena to tell the Kells or?
Yeah, as far as I know, we sent Josiah and Serena to go scout the Kells out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dimitri, Dave. Whatever, man. I'm gonna call you Dimitri. Dimitri. You have Gathan and anyone else?
So far, I've just been doing Gathan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trabra has
Yeah, because
Carla.
there's...
Just to be clear as well, when these characters are not in your control, they are in mine. So you don't necessarily go and do everything they do when you send them to do something. So when the focus is back on the main party, these guys are doing whatever you left them doing, but I am sort of controlling and doing the outcome of that. You're not necessarily going to have every single thing they do. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
So, as you guys tell Bracken that you're unable to let him return to the city, this is the time that Serena and Josiah catch up with you both and inform you that they did try to follow them through the bar. However, it was busy, filled with dock workers, and they were unable to track the two men who were seen watching you. They did note that there's a number of exits out the other side that sort of go onto the next dock over. So the bar sort of serves as a gateway between two separate industrial dock areas. And it will be more than trivial, or less than trivial, to go out through that way and be lost in the crowds beyond. So they assume that's what must have happened to the two people that were watching you before you were distracted by Bracken and his bear falling on the ground. But yeah, Bracken allows you to accompany him. He says, very well, if you wish to stay with me instead of here having drinks you seem so fond of, then you can take me to Pardwhite University, where I'll be meeting one Stefan Eberhardt. He's Draco's representative to the Peace Summit. And he has offered me lunch.
We're sorry, mediator. We'd love to let you wander around our beautiful city by yourself, but we have our orders, and I'm sure you understand that.
Of course, I understand. You will accompany me, and that is the end of that.
I think you're.
And with that, we cut back, smash cut, bang, back to the original group. So a few minutes after you left the king to continue planning, and you hear Delft growling his way down to the lift, and then a few minutes later returning back up, you've barely started to begin discussions with Sergeant McCone, and you hear a commotion outside, and you hear someone, excuse me, sir, you cannot walk. Hey, stop! I said stop! And if you want to investigate what the commotion is out in the hallway, you are welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys open the doors to the hall from your little side chamber, and you see a familiar face. Though the...
Oh, please be rock crackers.
No.
Sad boys.
You see one Azabay Viral.
Oh
His
my god.
sword is sheathed and his lion shield is strapped across his back, and he is busy walking past a flustered dignitary who's being trailed by a couple of royal guards who are all sort of waiting for the word to stop him, but he is walking straight up the hallway, but he stops when he sees you open the door, and he looks and he says, "Your faces, you were on the island?"
We were on the island.
Yep.
I've got to transition to a different act.
So, the inconsistency is consistent, so keep it up. He says, "Then tell this miserable paper-pushing fool that I am on important unseen court business and will brook no delays. He does not want to stop me further." And
He is on important unseen business and he will brook no delays. And
Trust us, you do not
I would
want
not
to try to stop him.
recommend picking fights with this man.
the dignitary, the little guy with basically a clipboard and dumb glasses, stops and, sorry sirs, he just wandered on in. Very, very well. And he sort of does a little bow and moves away. And Azrabe continues up the hallway, giving you a short nod, and then walking to the doors where the king stands beyond, or the room where the king was in that you left him.
You're just making sure you're not going to kill him or anything, are you? Would have to protest that.
I kind of want to just be like, protest noted, and him continue through the doors, but no, he does assure you, I am not here to kill the king. As I said, I am on important business from the unseen court. And you see Trabro just rock up from behind you in the room beyond. Hey, it's Azrabe! And then Muriel's here. Yay, it's Muriel! Hey, Muriel.
Hi.
What's up, bro?
Hey, buddy.
Not much.
Hello.
Did it go like I said?
How did it go?
I left.
Ah.
Was it that
Did they have
bad?
good idea?
Well,
mute
like,
the
it's
funny
stream?
how when
Shall I
somebody
mute
you
the
might want to
stream?
mute the stream.
So I'll unmute the stream and I'll just do a quick run around. Basically, at the end of the last talk with the king and you guys setting off to do the plan, you met the members of the B team and assumed... Well, actually, your characters didn't meet them. You've met them before. You assumed the identities of the B team because that is your feet on the ground. You'll be taking over the 6 members of the B team, the RHC constables that'll be doing the messy work.
Aren't we the B team?
No, you are now the A team. The king is going on a very important mission. The B team consists of Carlisle, the RHC knight that you fought against and then with during the Lady Saxby debacle. Carlisle's dwarven cleric friend, Dima, who, same circumstances. Serena, the assassin who you assumed succumbed to the attacks of the Wormmaw when you guys had the RHC attack. She seemed killed by it, but now she just sports rather gruesome scars on the front, back, and side of her head from the surgery and recovery that she had to undergo after that miserable event. But she is the RHC assassin. There's also 3 newer people, or rather newly known to you as players. Josiah, the RHC marksman, who's got a rather creepy voice, like he's whispering in your ear. But thanks to Orzhov.
So he's an edgelord, yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Kaya, the RHC wizard, who's an Eladrin wizard. And Gathan, the RHC medium, who is a sort of fisticuffs priest.
Okay.
He's also a little punch drunk.
Yeah. So you guys went and met the Brickin ambassador who was just arriving in Flint today ahead of the peace talks, and accompanied him to the Burren consulate, where when you... him and his giant fucking bear that also came with him on the ship.
A fucking bear?
Yeah, he's got a big pet bear, and he is also a big giant minotaur who, in my headcanon, all minotaurs in every bit of medium ever should be Tauren from WoW, and that's how they look.
Agreed.
Doesn't know what a minotaur looks like.
Kind of, but they're usually like a lot smaller.
Yeah.
The Tauren in WoW are considerably larger, usually.
Okay.
So yeah, we met him, and we met his bear, and we met this guy named Krusk. He's a lizard man. They arrived on the boat, the Fuego de Duradero, which means lasting flame, by the way, and kind of hung out there. Some Kel thugs were watching us, but we didn't really get them. Now we're back to our main characters, and what's big bad fucking Eladrin dude is here and just gonna go. Yeah, he's gonna go talk to the king.
Remember
apparently.
the dude from Axis Island who like showed up and kind of wrecked everybody's shit, and then
Is that like flaming sword?
that me and that I think Rylar and Dimitri got in their first little slap fight about like whether we should let this guy do his thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, him, yep. And he took off with Luke Gier, Han Gier, one of them.
It was Nathan Gier.
Oh, there we go.
The
Not
nephew,
sure
right?
who
He was the
Nathan
nephew?
is. Yeah, the nephew of Leia.
I was gonna say that kind of ruins the whole Star Wars thing, doesn't it?
Nathan was a little known Star Wars character.
Josh,
Yes,
Extended
Nathan
Universe?
Skywalker.
Oh wait, holy shit, no. It's Mark Hamill's son. Is Nathan Hamill. Probably
Oh, really?
supposed to be him, yeah.
Well,
Wait,
there we
I wonder
go.
if that means that it's Luke's son. Wait, it is, because it is his son. Because it's Leia's nephew, and he's Leia's brother.
Wait. Did Luke fuck that deaf girl?
Octavia? Probably.
She probably did, but probably not anymore since we left her to be
Oh yeah.
basically
It's
starved
probably
to
like
death in
under
the
an
dungeon.
island.
He was kind of mad about that.
He was a little
now
bit
we know
pissed
why.
off.
He was. So yeah, as Ezra Bay sort of walks down the hallway, Trabro, you see the back of him pushing open the double doors into the room the king is in, and he presents himself in front of the king, and the king looks, turns, manages to contain his surprise as the legend gives a quick kneel and begins speaking before anyone else has a chance. He says, "Gracious King Aoden, ruler of the mortal nation of Risers, recognized by the true lords of this land, I come on an urgent mission for the unseen court. The court demands it be known that one of the ilk has taken an interest in this city and is acting on his own. I am here to tell you that the court does not approve. His name is Ikosagan, herald of the four seasons, he who defends stags from arrows, Widdershins prophet, and liege of changelings. Upon leaving the court, he penned this poem." And then he breaks into prose. "When spring turns to winter, the cauldron births a spark. The steel betrays the vintner, the silver spurns the ark. The bride's dissension, dismissed by green adorned, the wheel-woven dead man shall wake the cauldron born." And then he goes back to speaking normally. "I ask your leave to search the city for the rebel. Moreover, I invoke the right of Kellen's tribute. We offer one war unfought in exchange for one season slain. The Fae shall not retaliate if you kill that which the unseen court's greatest warrior cannot harm." The king just looks, and then he looks to you, and he says,
Sure, why not?
"I am required to fulfill the tribute, but my greatest to offer, they stand behind you."
Hey, how you doing?
Ezra Bay turned. You are all great warriors. I've seen you fight." So
That was many moons ago, unless you've been stalking us.
you guys can make a history or a nature check as well to understand what he was talking about with the Cossack.
I mean, I assume that they made a pact with the unseen court of some sort.
Wait, isn't his sister got something to do with
Holy
this?
shit!
Wow! What are the fucking chances?
I feel pressure now.
1 in 8,000. Lame.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Fuck,
I
that's
tried.
insane. So Orzov, you recall that Azrabe, as an agent of the Unseen Court, is forbidden from harming Ikosagan himself. They are not allowed to harm Fae. So he is requesting help from someone, you guys it would appear, to help him murder this rogue Fae. The king, as he looks to you and Azrabe looks to you, says, "We are honor bound to fulfill this tribute, but I will let you decide whether you yourselves will help Azrabe or have members of your constabulary handle it for you on your behalf." In other words, if you want to let the B team go and Aoden asks Azrabe to turn back around, and Azrabe turns and he says, "Azrabe Varal, Legend Dreadnought, I will allow you to hunt Ikosagan here. I will assist you in killing him. But I demand that you otherwise obey Raizuri law while you are inside the city." Azrabe nods and then immediately turns to leave. Do you guys agree to help him?
Question first. What's the relationship between, say, the Unseen Court and Hannah Montana?
Good on Hannah Montana.
Hannah
Montana of the Gales.
terrorist?
Yeah, because she's sort of all like Fae as well, isn't she?
She is, and she is in a legend, so it's possible that there is quite a relationship in there. However, you don't know what the relationship is between them.
So there's nothing explicit anyway.
No.
Just thinking, would it be worth, if we help out this dude and we're alongside him, especially since we've kind of been hinted that maybe worth getting in touch, should we try and see if we can pick this guy's brain, see what he knows?
He doesn't even offer you a chance. He just sort of walks past and says, "So you will assist?"
I guess.
Yes.
I'm guessing. Yeah, I guess Dimitri votes yes.
He nods. "Good. Meet me at the RHC office at dawn, 2 days hence," and then walks out the door.
At least it's not threatening to attack us with that flame sword this time.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I think a rogue Fae that's taking an interest in our city is probably not. We should just ignore.
Oh,
I don't
that
know.
poem mentions the cauldron several times, which we know is fucking like got a serious link to the bleak the
You got it, yeah.
the Bleak Gate.
Cauldron Hill was where you guys originally went to the Bleak Gate.
Yeah, so I suspect like this may not be a side quest so much as a kind of a fork that's going to lead to the same place.
And this guy only deals with serious shit. So I feel like it's serious shit. I mean, why would you send this fucking guy with a flaming sword to deal with trivial shit?
Yeah.
Also, not to mention, as we got well acquainted with Lyra or whatever, Gier, like to use fire, and she is a tiefling, and it mentions the Fire Bride's dissension, and she's getting married to the king. Seems a little coincidental there.
The cauldron bursts a spark. Steel betrays the vintner. Vintner, is that like a winemaker?
It is.
Hang on, I need to go and tell some kids to get in the bed.
Okay, buddy.
The silver spurns the arc. Dismissed by green adorned. Yeah, it looks like there's definitely some shit that's going to go down at the cauldron. I think you're probably right about Lyre. The rest, I don't know.
So, the king once again asks you to leave. Says, "It is in our interest. Well, it is our obligation to do as the unseen court asks. However, the importance of our other tasks is not any more lessened. Any less? Any lessened? Any littler." I can just imagine that he's sitting there doing that, like, any less more, any more little, any weird.
I think this marriage might be good for the king. It might stop the incest.
So we cut back now to the B team. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. The B team, you're all travelling with Bracken, and you're just reaching Pardwright District, where the city's main university lies, where Bracken's lunch is due to take place. Bracken asks around a bit and is eventually pointed to a year-old restaurant that serves fruit, goat, and fish, and fried plantains. I don't know what plantains are, but they're in the book. Located on the Onka Student Hall. I have a map. Would you guys like a map?
Yes. Plantains are like small bananas, basically. I mean, they have a different taste and shit, but...
So, Area 11 on the map, right there, is where this restaurant is. And there you are greeted by Stefan Eberhardt, and Bracken introduces him to you all as Dracker's Eyes at the Pest Summit. Stefan, who's an old, thin dwarf with sickly white skin, who supports himself on a skull-tipped ebony cane, shrugs in a, "What are you gonna do about it?" way, and says, "We Drakkens thought we knew how the world was gonna end. These two countries fighting until everyone is dead. Now we have to change all our predictions." Bracken leans into the constables as if Stefan can't hear him. Jack is just worried they'll have fewer customers for their guns and warships. And Stefan laughs. Guys got it right, what can I say? And they look for a seat big enough to support Bracken as they sit down. And yes, that's his voice. Fucking deal with it.
It's a good voice. Proud of you.
So, Pardite District, one of the few parts of Central District that has managed to keep itself surrounded by a buffer of nature. Pardite is a host to the city's university. Classes fill spare rooms in the buildings of this district, with only a handful of facilities exclusive to the school. The orange line of the subrail is actually above ground in this district, and it has opened up the area to middle-class socialites who are charmed by the eclectic clothiers, restaurants, and other shops in the area. Sailors and dock workers trying out the trains for the first time often jump off here to explore. Students tend to stay in the dorms, but the rail offers them easy access to the city's vibrant culture. When you guys arrive, please make a wisdom check, each of you, with your NPCs. Travo, I need to share with you. You can either re-roll for one of the three members of the B team, or you can take the one I rolled before you earlier, which was Carlisle, the RHC Knight. There's Carlisle,
Sure.
And then the two that the others have doubled up, which is Kaya and Dima, or...
Yeah, Dima.
Yeah. So you can either be Kaya the Wizard, Dima the Cleric, or Carlisle the Knight.
I'll take Carla.
Cool. Carlisle, I will pass to you.
Oh wait, wrong person. Sorry. Ignore that second roll there.
Alright, who got above 14? Everyone except Serena and Kaya by the look. Okay, so as you guys arrive, you each, well, those of you who rolled above a 14, notice that the clock tower in Area 13 7 minutes slow. That's it. That's what you just rolled for.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But this is totally like a fucking gonna be something important about that though.
I don't know. What do you think? Well, Bracken, Stefan, and each of you partake in a lunch of spicy fried fish, goat, and plantains. There's that word again. The agents of radical... what's the fuck? How do you say that? Agents
Is
of...
it a rectal automation?
Rectal? No, not rectal. The agents of a radical group, standing on the watchtower overlooking you, set the final phases of their plan in motion. At 2:25, right as you are receiving your second round of
Wait.
food, and right as a
2:25 in the right time or the wrong?
Good question.
Uh,
At 2:25, right as you're receiving your food and right as the train is passing beneath the skywalk, a bomb detonates. The explosion tears apart the skywalk, shatters the windows in the restaurant that you're all sitting at, and is loud enough to be heard anywhere in the city. It is deafening. The train itself derails, and a great black smoke cloud billows into the sky. There are definitely fatalities. Dozens of bodies are thrown about, some in pieces, and you see just dozens more strewn about nearby, knocked down, perhaps wounded, perhaps more dead, all around the side of the explosion. And when your hearing starts to come back, all you can hear is screaming, absolute terrible, terrible screaming as the chaos of this explosion begins to set in. People are running in all directions. There's a few people running towards the scene. Some of them appear to be students, some of them appear to be doctors, some of them appear to be just policemen on the beat, but you're all coming to your senses as whatever just happened sets in. This is reality. There has been a bomb that's just detonated.
I need to AFK real quick, but Dima would, as soon as he comes back to his senses, being a cleric and all, see if he can go help people, and I suppose Serena would probably be doing something. I don't know, looking for a bomber, even though there probably isn't one.
And I will go for a high point to see anyone suspicious fleeing the area.
That's so weird.
You're welcome.
So you guys start moving, and you see across the road from you, number 6 is the Pardwhite Hospital, and you see doctors and nurses streaming out of there, beginning to help casualties and people that are hurt by the explosion just a little way off to the right.
How is the Minotaur and the bear faring?
They're pulling themselves up. They are not hurt, or at least not seriously so. Bracken is looking around, and he seems very tense. He is, as he said before, mostly empathic, and with this terror and fear that's going on, it'll be hard for him to keep his mind clear right now.
So is me being I'm just having a look. I'm guessing these being sort of B team guys, they've got a fairly limited set of abilities. Is the unfinished business like the only sort of spirit medium-y thing I can?
Well, I mean, you don't have to worry about, like, you're not in combat, so you can just go and start treating wounded.
Okay, yeah.
I
was kind of wondering if this guy can like spirit medium, is there any way I can like talk to sort of, I don't know. Shit, no, that's not going to work. Is there anybody like suspicious around? Maybe can I roll a perception?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Perception. Oh, I don't actually have that, so I'm not sure how to do it. Do I just roll like a wisdom?
Yeah.
Guessing my guy's something of a savant.
So you notice, and in fact, you have like a movie-esque flashback of the moments leading up to this explosion. A man who caught your eye, or rather a dwarf who caught your eye. He was an elderly one, waiting for the train, reading a newspaper. Just before your senses were overloaded by the explosion, he closed the newspaper, checked a pocket watch, and turned away. Then the bomb went off, and now you see the same man, walking, unfazed. He sticks out to you because he's got distinctive features. He's beardless, with white hair, and dark patches around his nose, fingertips. It look like his nose and fingertips that look like frostbite. The newspaper he was holding is tucked in his armpit, and he's fiddling with a pocket watch as he strolls down the road away from the carnage. And, well, that's enough to get your attention. However, as he's walking down the road, something, whether he was part of this or not, something unexpected happens. Recent earthquakes have jostled Flint. You've known about this. You've experienced them. And when the explosion went off, well, maybe it caused just enough damage to knock loose a puma-faced gargoyle from atop Onka Student Hall. And as the man walks by away from the carnage, whether he was part and parcel of its cause or not, the gargoyle plummets and strikes him just as he walks past the building, just feet away from you. And he basically gets smushed into the ground nearby. He's not dead, but he is dying, and he is conscious, and he is now growling in pain.
Could Gathan make a beeline towards that?
Yeah, absolutely. You head towards him, and you get close to him, and he says, "Get this off me." And he's still like mostly pinned under this huge puma statue.
I guess for now, Gathan will try.
Okay. Roll me a that'll do. All right, so you manage to heave it off, and you get the help of a few people coming. And they see you pulling a bit of rubble off this guy, and figure you're just trying to help one of the casualties. Lifts it off, pushes it off, and you see that this man needs healing, whether drastic, radical experimental surgery or magical healing. He won't live much longer. However, now that you see him fully, roll me a religion check.
Is that wisdom or int? Int, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, is it? Hang on, let me have a look on your character sheet. Religion is int, yes.
Good luck.
Ooh. Is anyone else over here and would like to try and recognize this man?
I was going to say, as soon as that I see how fucked up he is, I'd probably be screaming, David!
Yeah, I'll run on over there with my short, stubby legs.
Alright. Dima, as you get over here, you don't even need to roll because you recognize that this is a member of an obscure radical sect from Draka. He is a eschatologist.
Oh, shit.
As you point this out, Stefan, who overhears, calls out, "What? Why would someone happen to be here in Pardwhite?" And the guy on the ground, sort of shocked that he's been recognized, or at least his affiliation has been recognized, tries to shuffle away from you with his smeary legs, leaving smeary leg stains on the ground. And he looks to you all and he says, "You won't stop anything. The end is coming." And then you see him sort of like trying to mouth something in the back of his mouth, trying to move something around in the back of his mouth, and then you see him bite down suddenly.
Damn. I was going to try and shove my tiny dwarven hand in his mouth.
You try to, but you did recognize that he was chomping on a suicide pill, and the poison very quickly transmutes his blood to ice, and his skin rapidly turns blue and cold to the touch, and he ceases.
Dima is also supposed to be eschatologist, isn't he? She?
Dima is eschatology?
If you look in the Enter the B team, you've got Dima, Dwarf Eschatologist, Cleric.
Yep, absolutely. Most dwarfs are eschatologists. Not all of them are, like, super sect extremist type.
Dimitri.
Yeah. Yeah, Dimitri's probably even more so after, previous. So, you guys have a dead body of a extremist eschatologist. You have a bomb that the carnage is still being wrecked. You've got doctors and nurses pouring out to help casualties. Stefan and Bricken both looking around confused, just aghast with what's just happened. What are you doing for the next, say, 5 minutes?
Can we search this dwarf, see if he's got any?
Yeah. So you search him, and on his body you find the newspaper that he had and the pocket watch. The paper is a small run circulation called the Rysuri Record, which is owned by Rysuri's citizens who are sympathetic to Draka and the Hyde Eshkatol philosophy. The tabloid is renowned for dealing with trash scandals. The current run is discussing an entirely baseless affair between Denoran, Minister of Outsiders Laia Gier, and her brother Luke Gier. The paper releases every week, but this one is dated for tomorrow.
Oh. Huh? Oh.
As for the pocket watch, you see that it's set for 2:40. 15 minutes after the bomb just went off at 2:25.
And you said the clock is what, 7 minutes?
The clock tower? 7
Yeah.
minutes left? Yeah.
Shit, I think we have an issue here.
So, because you also probably searched them pretty thoroughly, you also find a work order for repairs last night at the Skybridge, which this work order has the address of one Soknik Repairs. the contractor who apparently was providing the workers. And Sopnik Repairs is a labour company based in Flint.
Ugh, me boys. I do believe we got to get our mediator back to his hotel. And we need to go find out what exactly these miserable scamps have been up to. This,
I think they've been setting bombs, sir.
aye, laddie.
I can follow someone. It's my speciality.
Bracken,
That-
at the suggestion of you guys coming with, says to you, no, I can find my way to the consular now. I will go there. You need to stop whatever this is. If you're worried that there's going to be another attack,
But, sir, if things are, like, going bad and stuff, and, if we, like, go away and, like, don't, like, make sure that nothing bad happens to you, and something bad happens to you, well, it'll be pretty bad for you, for one. I don't think it'd be very good for us either, so I think we should, like, make sure you get to your place, like, pretty quick, smart, and then we do our thing.
son, if I die, I die. But if I am taken to safety, while dozens, if not hundreds more, are left to die at my expense, then I live at a cost that I am not willing to pay. You are the police presence here. They will be some time away now. Look at this watch. And you said the pocket watch that the guy's holding. 15 minutes. No, not 15. 22 minutes from when the first bomb went off, if that clock up there is right.
It's actually 7 minutes behind. I kind of noticed that when we came in here. It's a bit weird, really. Like, you think that, like, these part white people, they'd be pretty on top of that, but no, it was 7 minutes behind.
Then that means there was 15 minutes from the first bomb, which leaves not more than 10 minutes now.
Aye, we ain't got time to be sitting here arguing.
I will
Now
leave.
listen.
You get on with saving these people.
Before I leave, can I roll an insight check? Because he's being honest about wanting to go back to the
Roll an
con.
insight. You can roll it in the tower if you like. Oh no, that's good enough. Yep. He seems terribly honest. He looks like he does not want to be here in this carnage, and he doesn't appear to have any ulterior motive.
Okay. I understand, Gathan, but we need to go. Our duty is to the people of Visor, and let us get out of here and save.
Bracken nods and begins to take off at a run, which is quite like he's got massive legs. He was bovine in ancestry, and he takes off quite quickly back towards the consulate. Sorry, leaving you guys with 10 minutes, presumably, before whatever is to happen next happens.
You said the work order was for the Sky Bridge?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know if, like, this would be kind of off-label usage, but would it be possible for me to use that unfinished business encounter power to see if I can grill the door for any more information?
You can probably try. What is it called again?
Unfinished business. So it's supposed to kind of conjure the spirit of a dead creature and make them use it.
I'm trying to see where it is.
It's on my Gathan character sheet.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm looking at the blooming Dimitri. It's probably not going to be there for long, and given that the guy just killed himself, he probably wouldn't be too willing to help you, and you wouldn't have too much time to convince him. Well, you could try it. It might just be a bit of a waste of time.
Yeah, I suppose that's the thing. It's not like I can tell him, like, compel him to tell me. It's just, yeah, okay.
Does anyone want to try and roll investigation with the stuff you found on this guy's body? The newspaper dated for tomorrow. The work orders. Remember, you don't necessarily have to figure it out yourself. If your clever characters can figure it out for you.
Investigation is intelligence?
Yes.
Of course, I'll rack my brain about it. I completely lost her female voice.
Oh! God damn,
But
dude.
she is intense.
Oh yeah, it's not investigation. Sorry, it's like insight or streetwise, both of those things. Which
Well,
I
don't
can
take away
either.
my...
Yeah, that's fine. Intelligence check is good. And it doesn't matter what you rolled a 20. Alright. So, Gathan, you notice, or you know, that the Soknik repairs is not too far away, but unlikely to be terribly close. Hang on, let me find out exactly which number it is, if it's even in this area. Okay, so you know that Soknik Repairs is actually in a different district. To travel there would take far longer than the 10 minutes you've got remaining. So you kind of rule that out as the likely next site for the attack if it's going to be in Hardright at all. But Kaya,
Where was the sky bridge that was contracted? Is that
there on the map.
right?
So that just exploded basically.
Oh, so that's what exploded.
Yeah. The paper,
Building 15.
however, Kaya, you get this sudden rush of thought that this paper printed for tomorrow, it's likely printed today. And you know that there's a printer just down the street at the Flint Tribune. Could be a good place to start.
Hut, 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 hut.
Do you tell them, or do you just hut down there?
I say it. I say it out loud.
Alright.
I gotta balance the creepiness with bad feminine voice. Am I right or am I right?
It's,
Is
you
there
know
a
what, your
third
voice.
option?
Oh well, I guess we hustle.
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys head down to the Flint Tribune building, which is number 2. Just down the ways a little bit. It's a 5-story building which holds the offices of the city's foremost daily paper, as well as business printing presses that do all sorts of printing on demand. One of which is the Risuri Record and Price of Progress, as you see on their banner outside, boasting of what's been printed at this very factory.
So, like, I'm gonna take your word and all, but I don't understand why we're going here now, because doesn't that paper not get printed until tomorrow? So shouldn't we be coming back here
Laddie, you understand that this was printed today.
But it says, look at the date! It says it's tomorrow.
Now,
As actually officers, we should investigate potential leads. Don't just leave them unturned, as Dimitri would be disappointed in you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, we can't have that. Alright, so even if we have to hang her out in a bloody stinky old pressing place for a whole day for this... Wait! If this is getting printed tomorrow, but it's here now, that doesn't make sense.
And that is why we're investigating.
tabloids are potentially printed a day early because they're not exactly current affairs news. They're more garbage paper. So that itself isn't terribly strange. However, what is terribly fucking strange is as you guys are standing outside of this, one of the busiest tabloids and journalist papers of the city, it is empty. There is not a single staff member today on a busy business day, middle of the afternoon. The building is closed, shuttered, and uninhabited.
Fishy.
We don't have time. Let's get inside.
Do we hear the 24 timer?
Wait, no, that's criminal intent.
There's special victims unit.
Yeah, fucking all those same ones.
Actually, good point.
They're all the same fucking show, right? Like they all have.
It's all the same guy who writes them all.
Yeah, Dick Wolf.
Does he
That's-
write original shows?
They're all original, man.
Okay. I'm just sad that Vincent D'Onofrio left Criminal Intent.
He got fat.
Who cares? He was fucking amazing in that show, even when he was fat. He was always fat.
That's true.
You fat ass motherfucker! Get your ass up that wall, you fat son of a bitch! You want a cum stain on your mother's under... Yeah, sorry. That guy's dead too, that makes me sad.
Yeah,
Oh.
he is.
I like to say Dick Wolf didn't write
Full Metal
24.
Jacket? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think he wrote 24.
I don't know who did.
But anyway, standing outside the building, as you guys are standing outside the building, is a couple of journalists who look quite confused that the building is closed. And they look to you as you're there and they say, "Officers, did you already evacuate the building? Why is it shut? We were due to be turning in our reports today." And time is ticking.
Is this a false flag? Oh my god. Okay, I guess I'll burst in. Scope out the place. Oh yes.
Time continues to pass.
Yeah, I think we're gonna just burst in, and I guess Gathan's gonna, look for shit. I don't know. Streetwise insight. I don't know. If we once we burst inside, is there? Yeah. Do we see anything that apart from being empty that looks weird?
So you smash into the bottom floor of this building. You don't see anything. There's no big box sitting on the ground with a timer sitting there making any timer noise. However, you do notice that in the roof, in a couple of places around where some, say, the support columns are, you see that some of the roofing tiles have been moved. One of them hasn't even been put back in place. It just rests against the support column, which it is next to.
How high up is it?
Just a normal height, like, what, 7-8 feet high? The ceiling?
I was just
Wait,
wondering.
no. How high is ceilings normally? Like 10 foot?
Modern houses 8, slightly older houses 9,
Okay.
Victorian era places 10.
Okay, 10 foot high.
Is there like a what's this thing starting with G? Walkways?
Grenade.
Gantry?
Gantry?
Yeah, gantry.
Or scaff? Portable scaff? There is not. There is, however, on the far side of the room, a ladder. It'll take you probably 20-30 seconds to get over to the ladder.
I'm basically looking to phase step up there as well. I was thinking of.
Ah, nice. Okay. Like into the roof space, into the crawl space in the roof, or onto the ladder?
Yeah. Into the crawl space.
Alright, so you face
'Cause that
step
was-
up into there. You sort of face step just into where the gap in the roof is. You can't actually see the crawl space above, but you can get right up to it and sort of grab onto it as you come back into reality. And you can see with a little bit of light that's coming in through this missing space.
I have low light vision.
Very good. You can see with quite some clarity with a little bit of light that's into the space. You see a number of small magical explosive devices.
How many? Wait, magical.
In here, one.
Um,
There's 2 support columns on this floor that both look like they've got disturbed roof sections, and this is a 5-story building.
can I do a Arcana check to see how easy it would be to disarm or try to disarm it?
Yes, I'll take Arcana or Thievery to try and figure these bombs out.
I
Oh,
go,
you got it.
other support pillar, quick!
Serena will head to one of the other support pillars. It's pointed out.
Sorry. Is it tense, guys? Is it tense?
I'm tense.
I'm feeling the tension round.
Yeah, I guess Gaten will go to another one. How many are there in?
On this floor, you can see 2 disturbed ceiling crawl spaces. You can go to the next floors to see if there's more.
All right, yeah,
Spoiler,
I guess
there's
Gaten will. Yeah, Gaten will head upstairs.
Okay. Upstairs, just in the central support column, you see another disturbed area. You can either go and deal with that one now, or pop up even further to see if there is any more at high level.
Yeah, I guess I might head up there. I'll let some of the other people deal with those.
Okay. You guys have about 4 minutes left until the timer is due to tick over. For the ones downstairs that are trying to be disarmed, please roll your Thievery or Arcana checks. Sorry, Kai, you've already rolled your...
Do you want another one?
Kaya, that is 1 success. The bomb,
yeah.
Disarm one of these small pouches of explosives on this. There is 2 more.
I'm consistent.
Nice.
Where are you? Oh,
So that's going to take you a minute. Your skills should be at the bottom of that NPC sheet. If they're not there, you just use the attribute. So I think Carlo, he's got like diplomacy, endurance, and athletics. So he'll be using dexterity,
Dex.
yeah, and int.
Try and find one of these other bombs, I guess.
Okay.
Or if I did, I'll use a thievery roll for it.
So you guys, including Carlisle, are able to disarm maybe half of the explosives in about 2 minutes. You know that if you can keep up this pace of success, you'll be able to stop them. But if you fail, even a single check, the bombs are going to go off while you're in the building.
Can we use hero points?
I'm not going to allow them. These are not your heroes.
Oh, okay. There's a... Oops, sorry, go ahead, but...
So,
How
Gaten
many-
was going to just keep going upstairs until he sort of stopped finding them. So how
You
many
go up
stories?
to the 4th floor before you find that there are no more explosives. So there is 2 on the bottom floors of 3 explosive each, which they are getting through about 3/4 of total. There is another 1 up the top, which you haven't checked to see what's in there, and there was another on the 3rd floor to see another one you haven't checked. However, the 4th floor has none, and I'm not going to make you run up there. I'm going to say that the 5th floor doesn't either. They assumed probably that 3 floors of explosives will be enough to bring down the 4th and 5th floors. It is a sound plan.
Okay, I guess after that I'll rush down to the 3rd floor and yeah, I guess Arcana, Dungeoneering won't work.
No, Dungeoneering won't. Thievery or Arcana.
Oh dear. Oh, did that not roll? Doesn't look like it did.
So, Kaya, your Arcana roll, and Gathan, your Arcana roll, you guys are unable, and it takes you a lot of time to figure out that you can't get that explosive out. Then you finally get it, but it takes you twice as long. The time is no longer on your side. Arcana...
How many are,
Sorry, go ahead.
how many are left?
Well...
I mean, how many
Gathan
can I
hasn't
see
told you
that
how
are
many
left?
floors. You have finished this pod of explosives on this side. There's still 1 more where Serena is, and you don't know how many Gathan found up top, but you know that you guys have about a minute left.
I'll go up top and shout out to why am I so bad with names?
Gathan.
Gathan, point them out to me. Point them out to me.
Hey, there's only one on the third floor, isn't there?
There was one on the second and one on the third.
Yeah.
Well, one section of ceiling that was fucked.
Are they right on top of each other?
Yes, both in central support column. But they're like on different floors. Like one's between first and second, one's between second and third.
This is last minute, right?
This is the last minute, and
I want to use magic missile to try to destroy the floor underneath them, and on the first floor as well, so they fall to the ground floor. So if they do explode, they explode not touching the support beams.
The support beams go through to the ground floor.
There goes that plan.
Support columns. They are holding up the building.
So I thought they were support beams.
They are steel beams that jet fuel
I
can
mean,
melt.
like across the thing I was thinking of, not pillars.
Oh, right. No, sorry.
I was thinking beams.
I thought I said column.
You probably did. I just translated them beams.
Okay. Yeah.
Dan, that was a cool idea.
Was.
So Gathan's definitely going to run out of time with his.
Yeah. And Carlisle's running out of time with his.
I'll chuck one out the window.
The
I
thievery
guess,
check
yeah,
is DC 14. The Arcana check was DC 24. So there's
Oh,
been
shit.
quite a few failures on the last few checks.
I'll try one more time.
Even if you
boys.
you're going to spend your last minute trying once more?
Nah, chuck it out the window without checking which window's safe. Why not? Window would last check if something's safe.
Okay. You
Get
can only
down!
you can throw out the explosives you've disarmed to dislodge the ones that are still armed. We'll set them off. You guys might want to consider leaving. There is a minute left on this building. The building is evacuated already. There's no one here except you. But if this bomb is going to go off, it might even be worth going and making sure no one around in the street out front is going to be crushed by this falling building.
So I rolled 3 21s. Like, did I get rid of the ones on the bottom?
Yeah, so between you and Carlisle, the bottom two lots of bombs have stopped. However, the second and third floor probably still going to drop a big chunk of this building, if not the whole... Well, not the whole thing, but a big chunk of this building is going to collapse.
Would I conceivably be able to get to the second floor and disable that one and maybe jump out?
So you don't know how much is in the second floor. But if there's more than one bundle of bombs on the second floor, then you will not have time to do so.
I thought Gathan was filled this in.
Floor.
I'm on the third floor. I kind of ran up until the top until I couldn't find it.
Oh yeah, I thought you checked the second floor too.
I did, but I didn't think ahead to go on like signal to you guys. So.
Okay.
Or more importantly, didn't check. Like he just saw that there was going to be bombs there because it had been disturbed, and then ran up to see how many other floors rather than going and finding out how much is there as well. That's the more important thing that was.
Well then, I guess we better get the fuck out.
The thing is, Gathan's not really that bright, and I can kind of see him being single-minded on his task, so I think he's going to keep on thinking, oh, this isn't working. Do I try the red wire or the green wire? Oh, I don't know. This is so hard. Yeah, I think he's going to keep going to the bitter end.
Alright. Is anyone going to go and look for and tell him to get the fuck out?
I scream, run away, clear the area! She's gonna blow!
Yes, well, we're trying to stop that, aren't we? And
That's an order!
I just go and pick him up.
So, sorry, out of all that chaos, who's going upstairs to help? And
I'll just go and grab him and drag him.
Okay, so you bust up to the third floor. You find Gatham still fiddling with the explosives. The others are all heading out into the streets now to clear away innocent bystanders. How do you get out? You've got probably 30 seconds to make 3 floors.
Is there a window?
There is windows.
Out the window.
Ah, like a true Trabo. Fantastic. Jump out the window with Galen held there. Do you use him as a landing pad or?
No, I use me as the landing pad. I'm apparently lawful.
So you do the bear hug and you put yourself between him and the ground.
But because I'm lawful good, I make sure I open the window instead of just smashing.
You're worried about their property at this point.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So you go carefully jumping out the window without breaking it, and go plummeting to the ground 30 foot below. What's full damage in this? Not that bad, is it?
Isn't it like a D something per 10 feet?
Takes 1d10 damage for each 10 feet it falls. Cool. So go ahead and roll 3d10. And Galen, roll 3d10, but roll it twice and take the lower of the two because Drabo puts himself between you. So that's how much damage you guys take. I should actually put you on the combat checker so you can take that damage. Sorry, I'm making your PCs yellow so I can see high. Okay, so you guys take that much damage. So Trabro is Carlisle. He takes 20. And Gathan takes 14. I kind of want to be like, Trabro should take 24, but that's poo. He already took 20. Alright. So you guys slam to the ground, and as you get over the wind knocked out of your back, there's another thump. But this thump is the thump of a series of explosions going off inside this building that you've just jumped out of. And as wood, glass, and debris is spewed out across the road that thankfully Serena, Kaya, Josiah, and Dima have managed to clear mostly of innocent bystanders, another shockwave breaks out through the city. And we'll go and we'll take a quick bio break. Quick break.
That might be
Okay, so we're back, and with the explosion going on, so no one's inside, which is lucky. A number of people outside are caught by falling debris and flying bits of things nearby. They were just nosying when you were like, "Get away! There's gonna be a bomb." People are like, "Huh? What? Let's go see this." A few people are caught by shrapnel, but maybe half a dozen at the most wounded, which is miles better than the potential if no one had told anyone about any explosives outside. Would have been dozens outside killed, much like the first. But this one seems to have marked the beginning of something more, because the medical library, which is the building next to it, suddenly has some popping coming from it. At first you think it's continuing explosions, maybe gas or flammables inside going off, but when a few people on the ground around that are responding to the explosion suddenly drop dead, holes shot through their heads and through their chests, you realise that it's gunfire coming from the roof of that building. And there's similar gunfire coming from the clock tower to the southeast, which is building 13. People are firing into the masses, and you only realise a split second before the hundreds of people in the streets also realise, and all anarchy breaks loose as people are just falling left, right and centre. There's snipers upon the roof of building 4, snipers up the clock tower, and the bomb just went off in building 2, which is the printing press that you guys were just in, and the first bomb that went off the sky bridge between buildings 8 and 8.
Does Riser not have like a fucking Department of Homeland Security or anything? Good God.
Who knows? But it's only been 15 minutes since the bombs went off, and police are starting now just to arrive from the central district, the other parts of the central district, I should say. The gunfire continues though. People getting shot indiscriminately. You see windows getting smashed out as the snipers fire into nearby buildings. People that are feeling like they're safe behind their glass, proven wrong, and a few people topple from high stories as they were pressing against the glass and then were shot out of them. People fleeing, gunned down. In fact, the snipers seem to make a point of killing anyone who's trying to flee the area, and even those who try to help others trapped in rubble or wounded nearby are shot. There's also a few gunshots that come towards you, the police, dressed in police uniform. So yeah. What are you going to do?
God, I wish I could teleport.
Teleporting would be real nice.
I'm going to put you guys on the map. So each square is actually 10 feet, so halve the ranges of anything you have, including movement. But
what if you've got an uneven number?
Round it down.
Rip.
Yep, I was kind of curious why half health. Oh, armor, probably. Is that why Gaten would have?
What's that?
I was wondering why Gaten had a speed of 5, but it could be. Is it due to armor, possibly?
Gathen's a dwarf, is he not? No, he's a half elf. Yeah, must be him. Yeah, must be.
So how much can we do if we do like an all-out sprint and?
Okay, actually, for the speeds, I'll let you round it up. So your normal speed is 3. You get an extra square for running, as opposed to an extra 2 squares.
So it was it 13 and 4 that the shooting was coming from?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you reshare the map?
Just double. Oh no, it won't work. Never mind.
Thank you. So those buildings are. Does that plus 50 mean they're 50 feet high?
Yep.
Fuck me.
I think we kind of need to go half split the party. Like, I don't know, even if we like all, go together and we clear out one building, I mean, that's still them fucking clearing house in the other. Shit.
Well, 4's right here, so I mean, I guess we should probably clear that out first. Or at least whoever we're sending their ship.
I guess that's the other thing. Are the assailants, are they just like on the roof? Are they actually viewable from the?
You can see guns and bursts of gunfire coming from the roof. You can't see how many, but you can see that there's at least 2, just based on where the gunfire is coming from and the time in between shots.
Who's all got ranged stuff?
That's a good point.
I've got a longbow.
Someone can pick up Josiah, who's a marksman with a rifle.
Oh, that's right.
Thinking if we go and do 4, clear them out, maybe we can counter snipe them. There's only a 10-foot difference between 4 and 6, although that will be a range 20-40, so that will be a pretty fast shot for Gathan. I imagine Josiah would do a bit better.
Well, wait, aren't they in the clock tower? 13? Isn't 13 the clock tower?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. If we're trying to shoot them if we clear up building 4 and we try and snipe them from there, that's a fucking long way.
Are they on other buildings as well?
I think it's just 4 and 13 as far as we know.
That you've noticed so far.
What's 9? Sorry.
Building 9 is a druidic temple.
Fire dust factory.
It is Pard White Druidic Temple. The university formally recognises all Druidic sects and tolerates clericist and other religions, but its founders adhered to the way of the Puma Spirit, looking forward to prey or progress, not skyward like the Sky Seeds.
I mean, we could have Josiah go atop there and be a marksman and shoot them dudes on 4.
I don't know how high it is the thing. It doesn't mention being plus anything, so I don't think it's as high as the other bit.
Now, things that might not occur to you but might occur to your characters. You guys could use messenger wind to call your party. You'll probably be here from the city, say 5-6 minutes. You can try to rendezvous with the police that are arriving here and try to help them get up into one of the buildings and get them to help you kill or capture these snipers. Or you can send them to one building while you go to the other. Go ahead.
Can I say, so we can actually call the A team here?
If you wanted to.
I think this fucking. I think we're. I don't think. I think we need to fucking.
5 minutes of killing is a lot of dead civilians.
5-6 minutes is like.
Is the message
100
fairly
rounds?
much instant?
The message, yeah, it's the same thing that you guys used to talk with Gale, messenger wind.
Okay. Can I quickly read something?
Mm-hmm.
Module is. Why is what? That's weird. Oh, have you changed the modules since last night?
Shouldn't have. Oh, the Zeitgeist module? Yes.
Okay, this should have been just the items, rituals one, but anyway, give me a sec. I'm gonna read. Ah, fuck. I was gonna see if Dimitri could make a portal, but it takes 10 minutes to cast. Fuck. Okay, never mind.
How about we just have the police that are gathering here go to building 13 and we clear out building 4? I mean, we're not like our characters aren't bad actually. I mean, they're pretty good. I think we could probably do it.
Yeah, it definitely seems 13's too far away for us to really get to. So if we can coordinate people on the ground that are closer to it, that does seem like a good plan.
Alright, so you guys are going to start
Nice.
moving towards where the police are. So I'm going to say the police, for the most part, are near here, which is where the bomb originally went off, which where they're responding to, and are now only just realizing that snipers are firing down into the streets. So you guys can try to move towards them. They'll also be moving towards where your gunshots are coming from. So at a reasonable rate, they'll get there, but it'll still be a couple of turns before you get up to them, in which gunfire will still be raining down. And I'll put you guys actually closer together. There's no reason you're, except for Carlisle and... Actually, let's put you guys there. Carlisle and Gathan jumped out of the window. The rest of you were on the street telling people to get the fuck away.
We can only see the guns from Building 4?
Yeah, you can see like muzzle flashes and the occasional thing, but because you're looking up at a 5-story building, you can't really see clearly what's on top. You can see the barrels of guns being rested on the parapet, firing down into the streets. The clock tower, you can more see figures that are on like what will be the shoulder of the clock tower. So the clock's in the middle, and then the sort of the sloped sides that would form the shoulder of the building. You can see some figures perched there. You can see 3 of them currently, 2 of them firing down into the streets below.
What are Josiah's stats?
Josiah is a bad... let me pass them to you. There you go.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Josiah, yeah, I have a question. I'm kind of bad at like,
Life, yeah.
yeah, like, I don't, should I say fucking geometry for angles and shit?
No.
How far away would
Straight
Josiah
lines would be
need to be?
So he would need to be minimum 5 squares away. Oh no, hang on. Each square
How
is
many
10,
feet?
so 10
How many
squares.
feet? What's his range?
Up to
He has a-
100 squares, but they have to be 10 squares away. So easy peasy. That's the minimum distance he has to be away, is there. And then a maximum, like 60 beyond the clock tower, if he wants to shoot at the clock tower.
Or he's gonna start heading that way.
Okay. Oh, actually, I should get you guys to... Oh, should I just roll initiative for everyone, eh? Because you guys can't actually roll on their sheets, can you?
Oh, we can actually.
Okay, could I get initiative rolls from everyone, please? Fucking mean roll. Except for Josiah.
Yeah, we can rip there.
And Dima. Who else do we need? Kaya as well. Who's got Kaya? Oh, that was JD as well, wasn't it? Who wants a second? Thuck's already got a second. Jeff or Dave? In a second.
Sure. Who is it? What do they do?
Kaya the wizard. They shoot things with wizardy powers.
Oh dear.
They're pretty simplistic. They're not full characters. So Carlisle, you start at 4.
Oh, the side of this building. Is there like a drain pipe?
There's guttering that goes up. Yep.
I'm gonna climb the drain pipe.
All right. Roll me a athletics check. What did you roll? 30 fucking 1. Jesus Christ.
Did I make it?
So you can... Yeah, you climb 3 squares up. So you've got 2 more squares to go. If you do another successful check next turn, you'll be on the roof.
Can I downgrade my action
Yeah, absolutely.
to another move?
Yep. Yeah, alright. Calm down.
Oh,
Alright, you are on the roof now. And you can see up top is 28, 20. Spoilers.
don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck it, I'll just make them all visible.
Oh, fuck.
So you see some shit on the roof, man. You see an almost invisible ice serpent that seems to be guarding the entrance of the roof from the normal downstairs. So you're able to see it silhouetted against the doorway that would lead to the stairways. It did not expect you to be coming up the guttering. Neither did the 2 radicalists you see there, eschatologists. And you see 2 snipers shooting down to the ground below. 2 snipers, dwarven snipers.
I like how one's wearing it as a hat.
Yes.
So, if we call in the A team, do we immediately lose control of these guys, or can we play these guys till they...
You will play these guys until they show up. Although I would laugh if you called the A team and then we switched to the A team and you're like, nah, they got it.
I suppose that's the thing, is if it's 5 or 6 minutes and we keep playing a battle,
We just need to survive 100 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to call them in, I would imagine you would be taking cover and hunkering down until they get here. That's sort of that, as opposed to trying to deal with it yourself, which you'll be doing anyway.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So, alright, well, I guess we'll keep trying to do this. I just kind of wanted to go and see Dimitri's reaction to eschatologists fucking massacring people.
He will get his reaction. The sniper, not noticing Carlo up the top, continues to fire down. Or both of them do, actually. Let's see what his sniper do. So this dwarf is sniping at Josiah right now.
Wait, which one?
The dwarf on the roof, 21.
Oh, you can see him? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's at the edge, so he can see down everywhere except for 1 square around the bottom of the building. And he is going to be sniping at you. So he is basically locked onto you until he stops aiming. He is considered blind against targets not in a direct line of sight between him and Josiah. When he attacks the aimed target with his rifle, it deals an extra 1d10 damage. It's gonna hit. That's weird, that didn't seem to do what I wanted it to do. Deals 26 damage as he snipes Josiah. Josiah, you get shot. And it hurt. You are bloody.
Okay.
The other snipers on both sides of the building continue to shoot at the rest of the crowd. They are not picking you out just yet. Gathan is up.
Can we assume that, would Gathan have a rope on him? Is it sort of part of standard kit, or would that be kind
sure.
of... Just thinking. Kind of seeing Carlisle's idea, but not trusting his skills. Could I quickly tie a rope to an arrow and try and shoot the arrow up so it'll lodge onto something and use that to help me climb up?
Yeah, of course. You can make a little grappling hook.
Yep. Could I go? I'll go for that then.
Alright. Just roll me a dexterity check to fire it up. Alright, that's going to make it. So your little makeshift grappling hook smashes up into the sky. Clicks onto the roof above and just fire.
Sweet. And how much would my movement get me up?
The same, your speed, your movement speed.
Okay, so that would be 5. Well, it's 6 over 2, so essentially 3 squares. Or is it this total? Graph?
3 of these squares, which is your normal 6. Like, because these squares are 10 feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. Yep. Okay, so I'm a little bit over half.
Yeah.
And can you do a minor to a move, or is that?
No, other way around. Move to mine.
Gotcha. Okay, that's me. Oh, I can't do the in-turn thingy because I'm not actually gay. But that's my turn.
Okay. Alright, you can't click next here. Okay, so Carlisle, this creature still hasn't noticed you. Fuck it, slow. Dima, your turn.
I guess I'm gonna try and climb up with the. Let's see. You can only move 3 squares. I don't even, or 2 squares actually. So I'm not even sure I can get there. 1, 2. So right there. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Serena.
What are these buildings made out of?
All sorts. Wood, brick, concrete, all sorts.
That's it.
You sound suspicious there, Thark.
Very suspicious all the time of everything.
Is this what's number 4 made out of?
Brick and mortar.
Okay.
Not
guess-
mortar's the bombs. Mortar, the stuff that goes between bricks.
Serena's a lot less athletic. I think she'll just go inside and go up the stairs.
Alright. By Serena, you mean Kaya?
Sure. I don't know, man. I don't know who I am anymore.
It's like my normal character.
It is like my normal character.
Josiah, who took the shot from up above. That's Thok, I believe, isn't it? Are you running Josiah?
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, I'm gonna fucking die if I take another shot like that. So, I mean, fuck me, trying to get that far. It's not gonna work. Building 2 was the print place, right? How fucked up is it?
The second and third floor are like collapsed into themselves. The fourth and fifth are sagging. The bottom floor is probably okay. But, I mean, if everything collapses, it won't be.
I'm gonna take a gamble.
Okay. Gamble away.
I'm gonna start climbing up the building.
That building, the broken one.
Yes.
Okay, roll me athletics.
Oh, he doesn't have athletics. That's strength, right?
Yes.
Yuck.
He's got athletics 9.
Oh, he does. What?
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Nice, much better. I'll just add 5 to your first roll. Yep, you get up. How high you go?
Let's see. He has one more movement, so 10 feet. And then I'll downgrade my action to a move and move up another 30 feet. So that'll put me at 40.
Okay, so you want to get up to the 4th floor that's overhanging?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you do so. Gives you cover.
Okay, and god damn it, I forgot I could downgrade actions until just now, and I could have had Dima and Serena go, like, at least partially up the building. But
Yep, you can say they did then.
okay, cool.
This radicalist that was looking back at the creature, you are just in his eyesight, Carlisle. So he comes over to you, and he's a short little bastard. But he swings his hammer with a radical fervor, trying to stay close to you with no concern for his own safety. And he goes to attack you with his claw hammer. Hitting. And how much damage did he do? Deals 17 points of damage.
Jesus.
Which marks Carlisle till the end of Radical's next turn. Okay. The other Radical, seeing all of that, is like, they're coming up the sides! For a terrible accent. And he runs over, shoving past the sniper, who knocks him out of his snipe, which is funny. And he looks over, and as he sees the 4 of you gathered down at the bottom, he puts a shotgun down the side, big blunderbuss of a bastard, and just fires blindly. So he's going to have a -5 to this attack. And he's going to fire down on Dima. And misses. The radicalist down there does nothing. Carla, your turn.
Okay, I guess I'll punch the guy.
Okay. That's gonna hit. Even though you didn't juggle him. Yep. Oof. Just the one attack he gets, eh?
Yep,
Okay,
I can't end my turn.
that's alright. This sniper, number 21, is going to try to get a shot on Josiah, except he can't see him, so he does nothing. Now, these ones continue to shoot down into the crowd, the other two. However, sniper 28 is going to... so you're too close for him to shoot you there, Carlisle. So he moves to the far end of the corner and starts unloading. And you hear him shouting, "Deal with them! We'll keep the chaos!" And continues to shoot down at the public. Another person dies. Gathan.
So number 21 kind of got jostled out of position by the radicalist.
Yes.
Well, for a start, once I get up, would I have enough movement to carry on and try and push him over the edge?
Oh, you'd be adjacent to him, so yeah, for sure.
So is that just a basic strength check?
Let me just check. There is a shove action. I think it's called Bull Rush, right?
Oh yeah, Bull Rush. Yeah.
Can target adjacent, either smaller than you or the same size category. Make a strength attack versus their fortitude. Do not add any modifiers to the weapon you use. So yeah,
Alright.
you're basically running up and trying to push them over the edge.
I think so. Did that? No, that didn't roll. Fuck!
Do you want to?
No hero dice, eh?
I feel like that's pretty mean now. Do you guys want to use your hero points? Or do you want to keep the non-heroistic part of this?
I mean, that is kind of the thing. These aren't the heroes, I guess, but yep, no. I think you're right not to let us use them.
Yeah. You deal with the hand you're dealt.
So that would have been a standard. I've used a move. I don't think I got minors, so fuck it.
Well, you do have aggressive attack, which allows you to make 2 attacks this turn as an at-will.
Does the shove? Can I use that even though I've tried to use a shove? All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and double short sword the sniper.
Oh, I mean, like you. So you've used aggressive attack. The shove was one of the attacks, the bull rush attack.
Oh,
you can try to shove
I'm with
him
you.
again,
I'm with you.
or you can do a short sword attack. But I'll let you shove him again as part of your aggressive attack, just like poof, poof.
Yep.
If you
Yep.
want to.
I'll shove him again.
Yeah. All right. What's his fortitude? Sniper's fort is not 18. It's 21.
Oh well, I tried.
He's a stocky little bastard. The dwarves are
Also,
notoriously hard to shove.
are they shooting with the gun strapped to their heads?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I've just zoomed in, and that's an interesting way of holding a weapon.
Did you not see the picture I shared?
Oh, I did not see that picture.
Alright, so that's Gathan's turn, isn't it? Move, standard, and he's got no marks.
Yep.
Okay. With the gunfire and the attack going on, the unidentified creature that is most definitely an ice serpent, seeing all of this chaos, comes slithering in. Actually, he's not going to come slithering in. He's going to stay where he is. And he is going to look at Gathan. And Gathan, you sense something watching you. And you look over your shoulder and you lock eyes with the nearly invisible serpentine creature of ice. And it's... You feel it trying to pierce into your mind. And it does. Its gaze stays locked on you and you feel yourself weakened by it.
Oh dear.
And that's the ice serpent's turn. Dima, you're up.
Just gonna double move up. It's still gonna put me, I think, 10 feet short. Haha, because I'm a dwarf.
No,
Yeah.
I said even with the 5 move, you round up for the speed.
Oh, that's round down. Okay, well then, I'll climb
I said
to the
that
top.
originally and then I changed it. So you'd be able to get
Ah,
up
sorry.
there. Yeah.
Yep. And I guess that'll be my whole thing.
Okay. Well, hang on. You should have been able to get up the top because you got 2 squares up last turn because you would have downgraded the action for the extra space, and then 3 squares this turn.
Oh,
So
that's
you're
right.
up the top with your standard action.
Okay, perfect. Is anyone fucked up right now?
Yes. Josiah's fucked up down the bottom. Carlisle's almost bloodied.
Okay, well, let's do a thing here. I can't because I'll take the opportunity attack. That's
I think stopping the snipers is probably the first priority anyway.
how would a close it'd be like 2 squares, right? For close burst 5 since it's 10 feet, right?
Close burst 5 means everything out of you for 5 squares. You are the center of it, and 5 squares around you is the range.
Okay.
So that's the range.
Oh, so it just doesn't account for it. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry,
multiple
I'm tired.
levels. You travel up and down squares the same as you do outwards.
You said Carlo is near blood.
He's 37 wounds out of 80. Josiah is 26 wounds out of 42, so he's well over bloody. But he is also in heavy cover, so he's a bit more survivable now.
Well then I guess for now I'm just gonna use minor action word of healing on Carlo?
Okay.
Carly? iCarly?
iCarly, yep. So he regains 24 hit points.
Yeah, and you basically spend a healing surge, but you get 24 points instead of normal.
Which is 20, so that's nice 4 bonus. Did you want to use your standard action for anything?
Yeah. I'm gonna take an op attack from 3 people if I do the ranged attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, not gonna do that.
Alright, you just gotta clown the sniper.
Yeah.
Alright. Slamming your warhammer into him.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay, Serena's up.
She would have been up 3, so she's gonna move up to the top.
Okay. Getting a bit spacious, she's gonna be up there.
These are double squares though too, aren't they? So there should be room.
Yeah, so you are still taking up your space, but it's fine to move diagonal anyway, because you move diagonal at the same rate you move vertical or horizontal.
Alright. She's going to use Garrote on the Radicalist.
Okay.
He cannot speak, and he takes a -2 penalty attacks to me.
Nice.
I don't know how this works, but I just dropped that on it.
Yep, perfect. And I will throw that at you.
Alright, and as it's a triggered attack, she's going to use Assassinate. I hit with a weapon attack.
Okay, so that was one you should have done before you rolled, but just roll 2d10 and I'll add it to the wound.
Whoops. My bad.
It's fine. Roll 2d10 and get luck. 11 more. Putting him at 40.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Next up is Kaya.
I guess she moves inside the building and makes towards the stairs.
Okay, so she gets up. If she wants to spend both her actions, she can end up coming out of the door, which is inside the roof here, next to the ice serpent.
Sure.
Okay. Does she have any minor actions she can use?
No.
Okay. Josiah is up, and he's up in the 4th floor of the building.
Yeah, and I would not be able to see even the Radicalist on the corner, right? Because from the angle I'm at. Because they're a floor above me.
Yeah, but I mean, the Radicalist is at the edge, so you'd be able to get a shot on him. He'll just have cover, so partial cover.
I'll move to the top of the roof.
Okay, and you do so. You're now on the top floor.
Are there is there any like rubble or cover I could get behind?
Yeah, there's a parapet.
Okay, well then I'll use that as cover. Let's see. It's... Oh, it's not far away enough. Oh well. Since I don't have to worry about those radicalists.
Or do you?
Nice.
And as a minor action, he's going to reload.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
Nice reload. Minor. The radicalist not doing that. This one. So he's fanatical. So he's going to try and hit Kalau again. And he hits. Kalau, he takes 17 more damage. And that's his turn. This radicalist, he is going to attempt to reload his shotgun with his standard action. And that's all he's going to do. That one's going to do nothing. And we are up to Kalau again. Oh. That's depressing.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like playing 5e all over again.
I mean, you're basically playing a 5e champion right now.
Without the crit bonus.
Yeah. So this sniper, who's taking shots, panics, and he drops his gun and pulls out a unadorned warhammer and attempts to whack at Dima, who's next to him. And he hits, dealing 17 damage and shifting 1 square. So he's moving away, just flailing at you. That's him. These snipers shoot. This sniper shoots down at the ground and then reloads, and that sniper's still shooting at people. There's another 3 dead on the ground. Gathan.
So that sniper was the one that brought out the warhammer?
21 was, yeah.
Yep. Okay, how far away is that?
2 squares. Or 4 squares by range.
No, sorry, 28. I'm at,
right.
I can't do the arrow thing. I've got range. What's the 20-40 again? Does if it's within 40 feet, is that like a disadvantage, or how does it work for the long?
Honestly, can't remember. I think one of them is like you get less damage.
In any case, yeah, Gathan's gonna do 2 attacks, longbow attacks at the other sniper.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Very good. Does that do extra damage on the critical hit?
I don't know. It looks like it's done max.
Oh, he rolls the dice. Nice, cool. I just know some of the others have static damage and they do like extra damage on a crit instead of their normal static.
And I guess I'll shift to the. Oh wait, I'm immobilized. When did I get immobilized? I didn't even notice that. Sorry.
By the ice thing, and it also halves your damage.
Right.
But it looks like that didn't do it, so it's fine.
Okay, that's me.
Sweet. Oh, it halves your melee damage, right? The ice serpent here, seeing Kaya pop up, turns its attention from Gathan and attempts to wrap Kaya in its coils, trying to crush the life out of it. He hits. Bloodying her and restraining her. Dima's up.
Oh, this is such a bad position to be in. I'm going. You know what? I'll just take. I guess I'll take the op attack. No, shit. I probably should. God damn it. That's a hard decision.
Okay, so the second range is the range you can shoot the weapon if you've spent a standard action to aim down the sight. So the first range is its normal range. Second range, you have to spend a standard action to be able to take a shot there. And then each turn after that, you have to spend a minor action to continue aiming at that range. Basically,
okay.
you have to set up.
Yep. Yeah.
If there's-
Dima's got 80 hit points, by the way.
Yeah, he does. I guess I'm gonna shift here and aim at the sniper. And I guess I'll take the opportunity attack.
From the both of
God.
the radicalist and the sniper, you'll take 3 op attacks. Oh no, you're shifting, so you don't take any.
But I fucking missed it.
It's a she'll take one from the radicalist, won't he?
Oh, for
Yeah.
attacking, yeah, I got you.
Ah, it's annoying. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
He misses, yeah. Okay, Serena's
Uh,
so she can sustain the grab on that guy and deal straight 11 damage if she wants.
yeah, I'm wondering if I should just do that.
He's pretty fucked up. It probably would end up. She's good enough to know that she would probably kill him. She gives it one more little twist of the garrote.
Alright.
Yeah, he's fucking dead.
And she'll move. Yeah,
Okay.
and her turn.
Alrighty. Kaya. Currently restrained by the creature, which means you can't move. And you've
I
got
teleport.
Ah, you fuck. Alright, where do you teleport to?
You know what I said about needing a teleporter? Well,
There you go.
I can teleport 5 squares, so
So that'll be 3 squares on this map. Alright, perfect. Breaking out of the restraint too.
yep. And then I'll do Burning Hands on the
On the ice.
yeah
Ooh.
My life. Okay, go.
close plus 3, but
Yeah.
I'm just going to angle it so it's not going to hit my
Oh
friend.
yeah, of course, safely, easy. You can do. Oh. Just like that. Smash. Oh no.
Nice.
So you shoot fire from your fingertips in a burning fan, and it has good effect. The creature begins to steam and shriek in pain as the fire, it appears vulnerable to it, and it takes an extra 10 damage. See great chunks of it sloughing off, sloughing off. Alright. So that's your turn, eh? No
Yep.
bonus? Kill. Josiah, up on the roof. You've now got a good shot on the 4 things that remain on that.
Yep. He's going to take a shot at Sniper 21. Or actually, no. He's going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shit, that's out of the range of just the regular rifle shot.
Okay.
You know what? He's gonna move back 2 or 3 spaces.
Okay. So there.
There, that'll put that'll put him at what, 110?
Yeah,
Roughly.
that'll be enough. Yeah.
He's gonna spend his turn using snipe, so he's going to aim. He's blind, but except for the target and in a direct line from me. So all three of these guys actually are in my line of sight.
No way.
And that'll be my turn. Hopefully, I'll be able to fucking murder these guys next.
Okay, this radicalist is going to turn onto Gathan now. He's going to use his Warhammer. Hitting. Marking Gathan. Bloodying him as well. Radicalist 21 is over there. Kala.
Oh, I forgot to. Oh well.
What'd you forget?
I can reduce things. You know. Oh no, it's my enemy needs to be in the area effect. Okay, no worries.
He is. He's adjacent to
Oh no, at the time he wasn't.
Oh, did you just move now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
Yep.
Fucking Carlisle. You were so good back in the day. What happened? This sniper is going to do his Warhammer again to try and move away from Carlisle. Missing, but still shifting one square. Actually, does he get to... No, he doesn't shift. He doesn't manage to whack you away. But then he's going to use his move action to shift. The two snipers on the building over the distance, they seem to take note of what's going on. And there's a shot that lands just to the north of Dima, indicating that perhaps the snipers on the opposite roof are going to attempt to help them. 28 is going to keep shooting down. 5 shoots across. 2 more die in the streets. Gathan, you're up.
Gathan will shift away from the... 2 more shots at the 28.
Okay. Oof. Oof.
Oh,
Not rolling well.
That's it.
Alright. Ice Serpent here. Its prey having gotten out, moves up to Dima. And attempts to wrap itself around Dima.
Yaxeroni.
And it does. Dima is bloodied and restrained.
Ouch, my face!
Dima, your turn. So you've got -5 to attacks against other creatures while you're restrained by this.
Get off of me, you wee icy bastard!
Oh, come on.
God damn.
So the B team dies.
Fucking looking that way, eh?
Yeah, rip E team, I
Maybe you
guess.
should have called the A team.
There have been a lot of dead people.
That's Dima's turn? Or is Dima going to do a hit? Ah, Dima's already used it. Right.
Yeah, for a cleric, it's kind of not very healy.
Well, he is just at range. He's not meant to be there.
Well, I just mean like, I'd like to be able to heal my friends,
I know.
but I can't.
Serena's up.
She's going to use lunging strike, so shift. Hello! Hello!
So, very nice. Well, damage. Fuck yeah, kill it.
And as and part of the same action, she shifts back.
Oh, very nice.
And actually, well, shit, now the guy's dead. Ooh, I can't move out of this range now. If I shifted as part of an attack action, can I still shift?
Yeah, you've got your move action left. So you can use
Yeah.
your move action now to shift if you want.
Yep, I'm gonna shift down there. That'll be my turn.
Okay. You could have stayed there because you don't have to shift back on that attack.
Oh.
So you can stay there and then you've still got a move action.
Oh, can shift back. Okay, yep. And yeah, that's my turn.
Alright, so next up is Kaya.
Guess I'll do the Bernie Handsy thing.
Back on the thing.
Yeah.
Is it an encounter or is it a at-will?
Standard action.
But is it an encounter or is it an at-will?
Ah, it's an encounter.
Yeah.
Ah, that's shit. I guess I magic missiles it.
Alright. So you conjure Eldritch Bolts, which you just deal straight 15 damage wherever you like.
Choose divided among up to 3 targets. So I can just do 45 damage to it.
I think it's 15 divided.
Ah.
You divide that. So you can do like 5, 5, 5.
Oh yeah, I'll just smash it for 15.
0150. Okay.
These, I guess, never mind.
Oh, nice.
Ice Serpent blasted apart, leaving just the 2 back on this building. However, you guys are still taking gunfire from their building across the way. Any movement, Kaya?
Uh,
Alright. Josiah, you're up. You've got 2 guys still in your line of sight.
Oh, please don't miss.
Yeah. That extra 5 on the snipe, man, worth it. Fucking destroyed. The other sniper is just an empty skull, as the hole through his scope and through his head is a perfect tunnel.
And I'm gonna start shimming my way down the building. So I guess 3 squares down.
Alright,
And that'll be me.
you're back to the second floor. Radicalist on this side, his shotgun now loaded, turns it to Carlisle. He doesn't have to aim well for this to hit, so he makes the attack roll twice. If either roll hits, the weapon hits, but if both rolls hit, the attack deals an extra 1d8 damage. And Carlisle does get an opportunity attack despite being shot by this shotgun. So the first one misses. Okay, so he's got to hit the second one to do any damage. Fuck! Life. So he does do half damage on a miss, because it is a shotgun. And he deals half of 17. So he deals 8 damage as Carlisle, you sort of swing around on the inside of his shot and manage to slam into him with your longsword, but still catching a little bit of the blast from his big blunderbuss. And that is his turn. Carlisle's turn.
Nice.
Hey, finally!
Swing!
2 in a row.
Fuck yeah. Smash, smash. As he's getting slammed by you, he's just sort of laughing, and he just says, "The damage is done. The fear is finished." And you see him begin to move his jaw in the same way that you saw the guy down on the street trying to catch something in the back. But he seems to be having a bit of trouble with it. The sniper on the opposite building is going to take a shot at Josiah, who's in superior cover, but it's still possible to hit. Oh, yes. So it has rifled musket. Didn't crit, so only take 17 damage. And Josiah, as you're climbing down between floors of the building, there's one section that's exposed to the outside, and you go to make the running jump, and as you leap across, there's a shot, an impossible shot, that catches you right in midair, and you slump to the other side of the jump, knocked down, bullet hole through your chest. You are dying. Also, bonus healing surge to whoever got that reference. Gathan, you're up.
I think I can trust one of the others to get to the radicalist. I'm gonna. If I make an all-out run, is it gonna be 6 squares total, or is it like 8 or whatever?
You will have 4 squares at running, but if you use 2 actions, you will have 8 squares.
Okay, I'm gonna use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm basically gonna get to the very edge of here and attempt to try and set myself up to be able to. Looking at that, would I have just enough range to be able to go and shoot at the snipers on my next turn?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cool.
Super long range. Well, you could stay back where you were and get the 40 range on it. You just spend a standard action aiming and you get the 40 range, and then all you have to do is spend a minor each turn to maintain the 40 range.
Well, isn't that 40 right in this corner? Because I've done that. It looks like 20. It's 41. But it's double,
yep,
so
yep,
it's...
Yep, I'm with you. Sorry, I was an idiot. I thought that was 10 squares, and I'm bad at math. And reading, by the looks of it. Okay.
But I guess, yeah, that's Gathan, though.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, the Dima, you're up. You're now released from the ice creature that sort of faded into non-existence after it was smashed a final blow by the magic missile.
Okie dokie.
You're now no longer in melee range.
Fuck.
Are you trying to kill him?
I mean, I'm trying to knock him out, but he's only wounded. Well, that's my turn.
Serena.
Boop. Good God. Boop. That's my turn.
Okay, Kaya. Oh, nice. Just blasting him 15 damage.
Yep.
Alright, so as you slam into him, the magic missile slams into him. It seems to dislodge what he had in his mouth, and he grins a last frothing grin. And as Josiah, you roll a death saving throw. Just roll a d20. Oof, 1 failure, yep. As Josiah lies dying, so too the radicalist falls backwards over the edge of the building and is probably, based on the speed of the poison before, dead before he hits the ground. And at that, we are half an hour over where we said we would go to, so I'll stop while you guys are on the roof, heavily fucked up from just one of the sniper teams, hopefully somewhat ready to engage the team across the building, but we will stop there and pick this up next time.
Excellent.
Oh, we're super fucked.